Madeline from the Talk with Ma. Today I'm going to be doing the second part of the Learn Amharic series. Now this series, like I said in the previous video, is going to go on for a little while, and I'm going to try to teach you all at least the basics of the language. Today, like I promised in the other video, I'm going to be teaching you about numbers. I also decided to add in the days of the week. I know I said I was going to only do one thing each video, but I noticed that the numbers are a bit easier because the days of the week is just 7 things that you have to remember, so it's not that hard, and I will make sure to go over them repeatedly so you guys can understand. Of course, go back to the video and listen to the pronunciations, write them down, and practice makes perfect. So basically, I want to talk about the numbers. The numbers are pretty easy, I feel like, but if you have trouble with them, of course, go back, listen to my pronunciation, and if you have any questions, just ask them. I'll try to highlight some of the pronunciations on here, but I try not to write as much on this PowerPoint. Of course, by the end, not by the end, but after like the 3rd or 4th video, I'm going to have a little animation just going over some of the stuff we've learned. I'll also have a quiz video kind of thing just to test out your knowledge of the language. I will also have some quizzes at the bottom by the 4th or 5th video so you guys can test them out. I will make sure to possibly create a website for this knowledge thing so we can go hand in hand with the video. I want to make sure to help out everyone who wants to learn the language. Of course, for those, Amharic is spoken by at least 17 million people. Of course, there's a lot of people that speak this language, so it's a great thing to learn. So let me stop rambling because I always do that every video. So let's just get started. So the first word I'm going to teach you, and the first number actually, is 1 because that's the first one. Basically, let me talk about 0 first. Basically 0 is 0. But we don't pronounce it as 0, we pronounce it as 0, which is a different way, but basically if you say 0, everyone's going to understand you because it's the same word, it's just the way you pronounce it. Nobody's going to give you, a fuss about that. Nobody's going to make that. So let's just get started with knowing how to pronounce 1. Now, it's written as and, but that's not how you pronounce it. The A doesn't make the S sound, it makes the A sound when you're pronouncing 1. So it will be and. Let's say it again, and. So there is let me put on the laser pointer thing on my PowerPoint. So this will be the A sound and so and. Let's say it again, and. So just repeat it after me so you guys can know how to say it. So 1 would be and. 2 would be who let. So there's who, like the word, who let the dogs out. Just who, like the direction. Well, not the direction one, like who did this, or like, stuff like that. You get it. I don't need to explain myself. So who, and then let. So who let is 2. 3 would be sost. 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 4 would be arat. Arat. 5 would be amist. Amist. 6 would be sittest. Sittest. 7 would be sabat. It sounds like 7, but it's not like that. It has the se, but it will be bat at the end instead of the ven. So sabat is 7. 8 would be cement. Cement. 9 would be 10, زتن. 10 would be asr, asr. 11. Now I want to discuss this a little bit. So from 11 to 19, all of them will have the asra prefix. That is just the way you start out 11 to 19. So when you're saying 11, it will be asra and, because 1 is and asra indicates that it's the 11 to 19, which is the 10. The asra is like the 10, basically, and that's the 10. As you can see, when we go to 10 is asr, but when you make it into the 11 to 19, it's asra. So there's a 10, which is that would indicate that it's 11 to 19, and then the number and. Let's do it with 12 again. So again, with 12, as you can see, it has the same asra prefix and the number 2, which is hulet, as we discussed earlier. So when you want to say 12, it would be asra hulet. Let's do 15. That's a random number I just came up. So what is the word for 5? If you look at the video earlier, I said 5 was amist, and as we discussed right now, that we add the asra for 11 to 19. So if you want to say 15, it would be asra amist. If you want to say 19, remember the word for 9 is zeten. So you would just add asra zeten. If you have any question on how to do them, just ask them in the comments below, because sometimes I can't discuss every little part like I said before. For 20, the word 20 is haya. So the same thing applies here. If we want to say 25, we know the word for 5 is amist. So you would just take 20, which is haya, and then the amist, and you will make it into haya amist, which is 25. It's just like adding. You take the 20 and you take the 5, you add them together, and you get 25. You're just adding the words, mashing them together. So if you want to say, let's see, 28, you would take the word for 8, which is cement, and for 20, which is haya, as you can see here. So if you want to say 28, you say haya cement. Let's move on to 30, which is, the way you say 30 is salasa. It's a very weird word. I like the numbers actually, because they sound really weird. And 30 is salasa. So if we want to say 34, we find the word for 4, which is arat, and we know what the word for 30 is, which is salasa, and we take our knowledge, put it together, which is salasa arat would mean 34. Let's move on to 40. So the word for 40 is arba. Arba. So if you want to say 46, would be arba sittist, because sittist means 6 and arba means 40. For 50, the word for it is hamsa. Hamsa. So if you want to say, let me come up with a random number, 57. So the word for 7 is sabat. So we take the word 50, which is hamsa, and we take the word 7, which is sabat. We put them together, we get hamsa sabat. The word for 60 is silsa. So you take, let's come up with a random number again, 63. So we find the word for 3, which is sost, and we find the word for 60, which is silsa. We put them together, and it's silsa sost. For 70, it is saba. Saba. So if we want to say 77, which is the word for 70 is saba. For 7 is sabat. So saba sabat, which is a fun word to say. Saba sabat. Say that 5 times. You will not say it again. It's a very fun word, but it's kind of like a tongue twister. So if you say it really fast, you won't get it. So let's move on to 90. Did I do 80? Oh my gosh. I skipped 80. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I skipped 70. 80. Let's do 80. It's the same thing. The word for 80 is samanya. So let's say it again. Samanya. So if you want to say 86, we take the word for 80, which is samanya, and we take we said 86, right? So 6, which is siddis. So if you want to say 86, we put them together, samanya siddis. For 90, which is zna. So if you want to say 99, which is zna zn, because zn means 9, zna means 90. For 100, it's metal. Just simple word, metal. So if you want to say, let's come up with a word, a number randomly, let's do 800, which is, we find the word for 8, which is cement. We know what the word for 100 is, which is metal. So you take the number, cement, metal would be 800. Let's say it again. Cement, metal would be 800. Now, for 1,000, which is just she. I know it's written the same way as the pronoun in English, which refers to a female, but basically it's she. So if you want to say, usually if you just say 1,000, people assume it's 1,000. It's the same thing in Amharic. If you just say she, they would assume it's 1,000. Of course, you can say 1,000 or 1,000. If you say 1,000, it would be and she. So 1 and the word for 1,000 is she. So and she. If you want to say 2,000, you say hulet she. 3,000 would be sourced she. Now, if you want to get to million, billion, they are the same word in Amharic as well. So 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Of course, you have to say the 1 and the 2 and the 3 in Amharic, but the word for million is million. So if you want to say 3 million, would be sourced million. If you want to say billion, let's say 5 billion, it would be missed billion. I didn't put it in here because it was the same word, and I just didn't want to, write it here. I already have like 30 slides. This is gonna be a big thing. So let's talk about the days of the week. I know it's a weird transition, but if you guys, like I said before, if you have questions, just let me know in the comments. But I would love to help you out. So for Monday, I'm going to start with Monday instead of Sunday. So let's start with Monday, which is Senyo. So let's say it again, Senyo, Senyo, Senyo. So which that is Monday. If you want to say Tuesday, which is Maksenyo. So think of it as max means like the maximum. So think of it as a max Monday. So Tuesday is a max Monday. So it would be Maksenyo. Wednesday would be Irob. There is a different pronunciation of Wednesday, like a different word for it, but this is the popular way. Irob. Thursday would be Hamos. Hamos. Friday would be Arb. Arb. Saturday would be Idame. Idame. This is it's a longer word, so I'm going to pronounce it at least 2 times. Idame. 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 Sunday is Ehud. 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 So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just let me know. I would love to help you out. Until next time. Oh, before I say my goodbyes, like this video and subscribe as well. And share it so other people can learn Amharic as well. So until next time, goodbye.